How's it going? It's Daddy Steve. Please like and subscribe. The point of this video, hopefully a quick video, is just to try and give an overview of sort of like an average day and what I aim to do, like a longer term or mid to longer term plan that I kind of aim for most days. I, I've just gone over to VIP 17, which is obviously awesome. Talked about that in my last video. I think for most people, you're either going to be going up the VIP ladder as a top priority, or obviously kind of scaling up your city from 1 up to the maximum, and that is obviously a top priority. You can get bonus gems just from having all your building at max, and that is definitely what you should be aiming for. But there's lots of other events which can divert your gems or encourage you to spend, and a lot of it has been wasted. So I'm kind of reflecting on, as somebody pointed out, 5 years playing the game, and what did I waste my gems on? But as I said, the main things I should have been invested in is, well, definitely VIP, getting your 3 golden heads a day, obviously getting your city up to maximum, just upgrading all the buildings. As I said, you will get free gems and some of the events that they do just from having your city at max. Right, so what am I aiming for? Okay, so you got the state forum. This is where you get your equipment. Equipment is obviously crucial. You need to optimize. So obviously you want all this free stuff. Okay, blue is completely pointless. Purple's only useful in as much as what I do is I prioritize one army. You got Soroli Crisis and even KVK. There may be times when resources wise or speed ups wise, you only really want to send a few armies in there. So you want at least one optimal army. And obviously the sections in KVK we can only send one army. So let's make sure that that's the bee's knees, to put it politely. So yeah, I try and optimize well. So yeah, again, blue, just waste. Purple, mostly waste. But if you're relatively new to the game, you might want to give, you get 5 armies. So obviously you're maximizing 1. The other 4 armies you might want to fill with purple. So these are the artifacts. I forget the names these days. I don't spend all day thinking about it. So yeah, anyway, blue, definitely just skip past because it's going to get recycled. But anything purple, we will pause for the other 4 armies, not your primary army. Okay, obviously you look at this and you think, well, gold, troop load, archer health, you got the slant formation, that's not kind of resource gathering, so that is definitely going to be recycled. Blue, don't even bother looking anymore. Early days, you may hold on to a few blue, obviously, but you're going through the stages, aren't you, for the classes of armaments and classes of equipment, whatever it is, from purple to gold. And obviously, you try and hold on to gold. Let's look at it. Let's talk by looking. Okay, so this is my strongest army and the strongest equipment that I've got. Just following the strategy that I said before, trying to get at least one army that I feel is optimized. A lot of it is Helm of the Eternal Empire. I've just got the 4. I do actually have all 6 pieces. I did watch or follow another video which encouraged me to get the Hope Cloak. And they were talking about, just because, defense, and they had theories about how the meta or the mechanics of how battles are calculated, and it kind of came to the conclusion that boosting defense was going to help me overall. I went all in, and not only that, got the iconic attributes, again still following that strategy. And this is really what I'm making this video to talk about, is getting the equipment and getting the shards, so that you can get this kind of iconic equipment. I can't even talk today. The iconic equipment up to max. Then when you send this army into battle, obviously it's going to do quite well. I've got my Hope Cloak at max. I've got this piece of legwear up to max, and quite recently I had a decision about getting this up to level 2. And the decision was at 12,000 gems. It was on hunt. It was on the Hunt for History event. And I was just hoping, you got to kind of click on the boxes and hopefully you get what you're looking for so you can go through the levels. And obviously I was hoping for it to be relatively quick, even though you can get quite useful equipment, materials. I keep saying equipment, but you can get useful materials for the equipment. It cost me 10,000 gems. 10,000 gems. Depending on where you're at in the game, that can be a lot or a little. So I'm at VIP 17. It's not the worst thing in the world. For me to get to VIP 18, it's going to cost me 1.5 mil. That would be crazy useful. 10,000 gems, you could look at it as at least a step in the right direction or a million miles away. If it's a million miles away, am I ever going to get that 1.5 mil? Well, of course I would eventually if I was dedicated, but it's kind of like balancing out, and this is the same for everybody, isn't it? Balancing out the long-term objective and at least being on that road if it's worth getting to, and it is, with more kind of enjoying the game sort of objectives, you know what I mean? Enjoy the game now sort of priorities, and that's the balance that we have. My kingdom's just about to go into a KVK. So I just thought, I'm going to upgrade this bit of equipment, upgrade the boots, just so I can have a little bit more power going into those battles. But I'm going to have the boots power and also the VIP, which is going to give me an extra 5% damage. So happy days. Going into KPK, as you, what I spend usually is about £75. I think that makes me about a kind of a mid-spender. It definitely makes me a mid-spender. There are people with infinite money that spend a lot more than me. But anyway, again, talking about my longer term strategies as a mid-spender, it's going to be this basically. So I've already got it up to the iconic, up to level 2, as you can see, with the little boost to health. It's that unit capacity that I really want. So I will have enough to upgrade that and upgrade this from 1 to 2. So we'll get that in the health boost on this side as well. Once I get this to level 3, I'm probably going to let it go for a little bit of time. I'm still going to get the blueprints to eventually get it up to level 5, because this level 5 will give me that 10% chance of an extra 6.5% more damage, normal damage, etc. or skill damage or whatever it's going to give me. But either way, that's going to be a lot. Now, if I look at the requirements just quickly, what I'm going to need, and this all feeds into the long-term strategy of what you need to be aiming for, or what you spend your gems on potentially. Look at that, man. That's already quite a lot. Hold on, let's go on this one. That's already at level 2. 20 of these ebony. It's already quite a lot. That's just to get to level. That's just to get to level 3. Can you imagine how many it's going to be in level 4 to level 5? It's going to be a hell of a lot. That's going to take quite a lot of time. What are they trying to do? Meaning the developers, they're trying to get you to spend money. You know what I mean? They're almost making it so that obviously the whales is going to have a disproportionate amount of power. And if you don't spend, you're just kind of completely out of touch. So I think this is a consideration about the game in general, about whether you want to stick with it. And for me too. I think I was blessed in as much as I've been in the game for quite a long time. So I was here at the beginning of this whole kind of materials phase of the game. And so I've had longer to save, and that kind of gave me a head start. But you've just got to save. You just got to save. And as I say, you got to build towards this longer term plan. And how do you get those type of things? Well, you take part in events. I think the minimum spend you're going to have to outlay is on this trading post. Oh, they changed something? Am I just missing something? Ultimate rewards. Wow. Anyway, so I spent on the divine inheritance, and I think everybody's just got to do it. Just got to do it. And I'm doing that basically so I can get this. It seems to be like a lower end blueprint choice, so maybe this is going to be kind of out of date. sometime soon, but does not appear that way. But I'm doing that for this, but also you get loads of other rewards. So obviously you get the materials there at level 40. You get this transmutation stone, which is always useful, which I actually can talk about. Obviously some gems, and you also get some gold heads as well. Just to quickly touch on that transmutation stone. So it's a crazy long video, 10 minutes. Maybe I should have broke this up. Again, it's the same sort of strategy in that this is my optimal. My Juan, I'm an infantryman, so, you know, I'll try and make this guy the strongest that I've got. To be fair, I've got some decent, what's it called again? Artifact armaments. Not to be confused with artifacts, which is a different section of the game, so sorry for any confusion, but I've got combo. Whenever the wielder uses an active skill, which is going to be obviously relatively quite often, it gains an 8% bonus to all types of skill damage dealt. Right, so I had a little bit of a dilemma here. It seems to be, you know, it says infantry health, if you look on the right-hand side, lower right-hand side, that seems to be the only part that I've ever seen skill damage bonus. I've only ever seen it at the bottom. I've never seen it in the middle, and I've never seen it at the top meaning where it says infantry attack. I've never seen it. Does that mean then, when I'm using one of those, is it iconic crystals, you know, the thing that resets the skills? Just bear with me. Transmutation stone. Does that mean then, when I use a transmutation stone, if I want additional skill damage, which is actually, you know, fundamental to the current meta of the game, should I just completely keep on using those transmutation stones until I get skill damage of an acceptable level at the bottom? It's either I do it then or I do it never. To be concluded. But obviously getting transmutation stones is incredibly expensive unless you are a high spender. You know what I mean? In terms of you've got to generate it from the thing we did at the start, you know, with all those blue and then the orange armaments that we got rid of, and then you get 30, then you can convert it into a transmutation stone, and that's more or less talking about one stone a day. You know what I mean? So anyway, is that the decision to make? And they've recently changed the meta again, haven't they? So that we can potentially reset this when that remaining gets to 0. You know, we've had all 10 attempts. So another story, just lock these key things. Oh, have I done that? No. Can you imagine accidentally kind of recycling one of your best pieces? Just, you know what I mean? There's in that kind of the worst day where all things go wrong. All the things that can't go wrong, and then you lose something which is fundamentally powerful in the game. That would be a bad mistake. I've locked it. Anyway, so yeah, saving up your iconic crystals to get at least one thing which is relatively high. I would think that anything that's in the high 2s, you might think to lock high 2%, and a 3% is very high. It is very high. So I had that kind of debate about, or dilemma about skill damage, and I decided to keep the infantry health. And also I had infantry attack. It's only 1.8%. Am I happy with that? No, I'm not, but I just kind of moved on to other things. I want to get more when I get more transmutation stones, I will try and get something better than that 1%, 1.8% here. So if I go in a clockwise direction, probably similar. Obviously, it's been a little while since I've done this, but yeah, I probably had a similar dilemma where I'm thinking, oh, it's health again, health on infantry who are already tanky. It's just generally very useful, so I just held on to it. And again, well, at least I got the infantry attack. It's very low, but at least it's something. So I've got 2 lots of infantry boosts, and I must have done, try and get something better than that infantry attack at 1.9 when I get enough stones. When I get the stones. Okay, let's go in the clockwise. So I was being naughty. So what's that skill again? Sorry, just a second. Devious, extra 2.5% more skill damage of all types. Yes, please. And Brawler, another 2.5% more skill damage of all types. The infantry attacks there, 3.1%. Obviously, the one at the bottom, when I was talking about for the skill damage, is still possible. Obviously, difficult and unlikely that when I am trying to transmute, that where it says damage to barbarians may actually become a skill damage. That would be awesome. We will see in due course. And just to go around, the troop gains and 4% boost to skill damage dealt. So obviously, as I said, this is my best one. So I'm just focusing on giving it everything that I can. And yeah, I got that health again at the bottom. We've got 8 remaining chances to transmute. If I did unlock, and I could do transmute cheaply with just the one transmutation stone. But 2.5%, again, health is quite useful. Yeah, can't have it all. And where did I get the focus fire? I'm pretty sure I don't buy equipment or armament bundles. It would have only have been from the state forum. I've got a theory about let's do it now, about the rhythm of things, and obviously I don't know, and it's probably just superstition, right? But you know when you got to click travel, I've always found that if I just keep on clicking and it's blue, it'd just be blue all day. So I'm just trying to give it a bit of staccato, a bit of kind of like, pace it out a little bit if it's a blue, just to kind of, not go straight in. And it's probably going to be in every blue now, but and it probably has no effect. Maybe I'm just being superstitious, but yeah, just pace it out. Just see, there you go. Did it make any difference? We will never know. Are we bound to try? Yes, we are, or I am. All right, so Archer, it doesn't have the additional attributes, which will make it useful, but I just got a feeling that the meta might change at some point. So I always lock if I get a gold armament, just lock it. And that will be useful, obviously, for my archers, but I'm not really archer deep. I'm an infantry deep man. And I talked about kind of archers and cavalry and infantry in a different video, but you would never hear me other than now talk about like using siege. They're trying to implement like a siege into the game and give it that range. And I was thinking about it. The only way, and this is a purple one, this would be on, I'm going to lock it. This would be on, obviously one of my 4th armies, assuming I haven't already got gold. But anyway, for siege, I'm just thinking, say if you're kind of defending a pass in KVK, then I can see how you might just use your siege and have ranged damage just to attack anybody who's stupid enough to get close. And at some point they are going to rush close towards the pass, and you can just kind of get some free hits. Have I done that? No. If they get through the pass, are you dead? Absolutely. Just something to think about anyway. And you'd have to mess around with all your equipment, or just save kind of equipment and armaments just to put on that occasional siege hero. And obviously you'd have to have some kind of strategy to build up that commander to have enough heads. And I would definitely not recommend using gold heads to build up a siege commander. And I definitely wouldn't even recommend using gems. Let's just forget it. Just forget it. But anyway, I don't know if I should go through all of these. Oh, got that again. Yeah, just lock. What else did I want to talk about? Obviously, can't talk about the world. That might be the main things, really. Yeah, just build up your one main commander. Think about the equipment for him. As I said, mine is just Eternal Knight for everything apart from... Sorry, what am I talking about? Eternal Empire for everything apart from these legs. And the Hope Cloak. And I've already talked through... obviously wedge formation, because it gives you bonus skill damage, and they are trying to creep through this change in meta, but obviously we're not quite there yet. So I had to have this arch formation for this gentleman right here and build things up. It's going to be exactly the same theory. I don't want to make this over long. Is there anything else critical I need to talk about? Don't think so. I mean, obviously, listen, in terms of building up one commander to do something crucial, it's going to be the same with collecting gold, isn't it? When I go into battle, KVK, very generally, I might have a mixture of T4 and T5, and sometimes maybe all T4, just due to the resource, the healing requirement, really. Just depends how critical that attack is as well. You know what I mean? Whether you want to go in there with, with it all on the line, basically, in terms of the potential costs. I'm going to quickly just talk about resource collector. This is what I went for. So I've got 20% more load, 5% more resources from gathering. I've mixed it up with this gold one too. I don't want to go into it too much. Anyway, that's it. Please like, subscribe. Sorry for the long video. I will try and do a different video or refine this video in due course, but still gathering my thoughts. Anyway, all is good. Have a good day. Mwah.